So Lex Fridman just had a big guest on his podcast. Most people wouldn't know who this guy is, but his name is Dan Houser, and he's one of the biggest video game creators of all time. So Dan Houser was one of the original founders of Rockstar Games, and one of the original creative developers for all the games that have been produced at Rockstar. Most of the games that he helped create and was the lead writer on a lot of these games consist of GTA 3, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, GTA 4, GTA 5, Max Payne 3, as well as Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. So he's the lead writer on all of these games. Some of the biggest games of all time, the biggest best-selling games in history. When it comes to gaming, creating like these cinematic masterpieces. And it's so crazy that most people do not know who this guy is. And, you know, it's fascinating. I've known who Dan Houser is. I've known about him for a long, long time. But it's super fascinating hearing about someone who's from the UK that creates like this total, you would think like Rockstar Games is a total American company. It is kind of an American company. It was founded in New York by Dan Houser and his brother, Sam Houser. But it's fascinating how he's like from the UK, he's got an English accent, but he totally like he understands like American nuance in the culture, and that's what shows in these video games when it comes to games like GTA or, you know, Red Dead Redemption. And I just love this interview and I love this episode that Lex Fridman does because it really shows like, you know, the importance of Dan Houser and, you know, how he came up with these ideas, like his backstory on being a writer and why he wanted to tell these stories when it comes to America's stories and pastime, when it comes to the West or when it comes to pop culture in America as well, like just telling the best stories, writing the best stories, and making the best video game mechanics of all time. Like when it comes to Rockstar Games, like the games are like no other. Like everyone else is always trying to compete with Rockstar Games. Everyone's trying to put the new best game out there. And when someone gets in it seems like nowadays when there's a franchise that starts, they're just trying to pump out a game every single year. Although with Dan Houser and Rockstar Games, they focus on the quality aspects of their gaming rather than the quantity side. Now in this episode, they do get into GTA 6. They do discuss how it is become one of the most anticipated games of all time and how it will most likely become the most sold game of all time opening day. Dan Houser also mentions in the interview that he's no longer with Rockstar Games, which is interesting. And it was weird to see that he didn't really explain why he left Rockstar Games, which is disappointing. I wish he would have went into depth and detail as to why he left Rockstar Games. Like, why would you leave that juggernaut of a company that you helped build from nothing? But he doesn't really get into that at all. He also does mention, though, in the interview that, you know, he feels that, and this is for people who are Red Dead Redemption nerds like myself, I think it's the greatest game collection of games of all time. He mentions that he would be disappointed if he saw someone else working on Red Dead Redemption 3. He feels that the story of Red Dead Redemption is concluded and that there shouldn't be anything, there's no more story to be told. And he felt that he would be really sad to see someone else trying to continue on that story. But he did mention, though, that, you know, he doesn't own the rights to Red Dead Redemption and, you know, they could do whatever they want with it. You know, it's simply just not his. I feel like that with the story of Red Dead Redemption and doing another game in that world, they would just simply turn back the clock on time and just go further into the Wild West with that story. And the CEO of Rockstar Games has already mentioned that they're going to continue doing Red Dead Redemption games. And yeah, he's like, it's the biggest IP of all time and it's a huge moneymaker. Like, why wouldn't we continue that story? But it is great to see Dan Houser doing interviews like this. Like, he is someone that is like, he's obviously very private with his life. Like, he doesn't do a lot of interviews. He doesn't talk about like his backstory as much. Like, it just shows you how secretive Rockstar is a company when it comes to the development of these games and of their lifestyle and who the people are that work on these games. But I think it's great that Lex Fridman had someone like Dan Houser on his show that highlights these creative minds that create the best video games of all time. So it was a really cool episode to see. I recommend that you check it out, learn more about Dan Houser and why, you know, he created Rockstar, why Rockstar Games is the best video game company of all time. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks.